We are going to dehydrate some apples, make some apple chips. I've got a couple of utensils that make it real easy, and I'll be showing you those. I've got about a half a bushel. I believe these are Golden Delicious. Pretty sure that's my Golden Delicious tree. And we'll be slicing them up, coring them, and peeling them with just that little device right there. That is one handy dude. Anyway, let's get started. Let me first show you how this guy works. There's a little lever. First of all, you got to attach it to the countertop. That little lever right there makes it in the bottom suction cup. It's on there, okay? This obviously has a worm gear that screws in as you wind it. This lever releases the worm gear where you can manually pull it back and forth. Otherwise, this turning the handle will make it go forward. This is the peeler, the little small thing right there, and that is the core right there. You can see that. That little circle right there, let me attach it, deattach it. That circle right there is the core, so it cores the apple. Obviously you stab your apple here on these forks, and this little thing right here is pretty sharp, you got to be careful. That peels the apple. So let's, I'm going to reattach it in the place where I want it, and then we'll get after it. Well, before I do that, let's just show you how to put an apple on it up close and personal. Alright, I'll latch it down, and you just try to figure out the center of the apple and push it down on the spikes. Okay? Then I'll show you what happens from there. Go all the way to the end. Press your release down here. First of all, take your apple out. Now I'll take that little bad place on it off, and I'll take the ends of it off that didn't get quite all over the end. Peeling. Didn't quite get that. Take that off, and that is ready to go with the exception of that right there. And what I'm going to do is cut that out. Let me just unattach this. That was just one apple, so I could show you what's going on. That goes to your chickens, if you've got chickens, or in your compost pile. Let me get a knife. And yes, I don't normally do this on the countertop, but I'm just showing you. And what I'll do is cut out that bad place so you can see it there and there. And normally I'm just going to cut that in half if it didn't have a bad place on it. Just cut it in half. What you're left with is about 1/4 inch apple chips. They will go in your dehydrator tray. Let me show you that. Before you go in your dehydrator with apples or bananas, fruit that will turn brown, they need to go in some lemon juice. I've got lemon juice in here. They just go for a quick dip. You can just run them in, take them right straight out, kind of shake them off. Kind of helps probably if they're a little dry to keep them taking so long dehydrating. But they'll just go straight from here onto a dehydrating tray. Here's my dehydrating tray, and I'm going to put a towel underneath it just to keep the lemon juice from getting all over the counter, making it kind of sticky. Put that on it. Take your apple slices out of there, and since they're the kind of a half moon shaped, I guess you'd say, you can stack or put a bunch of them on there because they kind of spoon with each other. Spooning apples. Alright. But you'll do this on your dehydrator tray. Now, if you do not have a dehydrator and you've been thinking about getting one, let me highly recommend the Excalibur. It is, if you don't have, like me, don't have the kind of money to go buy a several $1,000 commercial dehydrator, then the Excalibur, it's a couple $100, and it is well worth it. It will, it does a great job, and you can just go on Amazon, read all the reviews. I'll put a link to it below the video, the one I have, and man, you can't go wrong with an Excalibur. Everybody that has one that I know of loves the Excalibur. So we're going to fill up this particular Excalibur. They got some, like, I think a 4 tray, 7 tray, and a 9 tray, or something like that. I've got the 9 tray, which is the biggest that Excalibur makes, I think, or at least it was when I bought mine. And mine is several years old, and it's never missed a beat. So, and I've got some other dehydrating videos. You can go back and watch those. But anyway, we're going to fill up this tray and 8 more just like it, and then we're going to put them on the Excalibur. And let me first kind of show you a little assembly line, kind of going maybe from a distance. Maybe I can get a little assembly line project here and show you how quick it goes. So here we go on the assembly line. Washed apples. Stab it. Crank it. I didn't get that very well in the center, but it will peel it anyway. Try to do your best, get it in the center. Cores it. I've got a trash can on the floor to catch my peelings and my core. Okay. We'll cut it there. Cut it there. I guess I could just cut it once and make, instead of half moons, I could make circles. I may try that on one. They're not going to go in a jar very well, but it makes for some nice apple chips. Dehydrated apples. I haven't used these in pies or anything like that, but I'm sure you can. I know you can. I just haven't done it. Let me release that, bring it back, one more. Tripping over my apple box. I'll take that stem off. I don't want it to get hung up. Try to get it in the center. See if I did a little better job. Oh yeah. Crank it. And this peeler has a little gauge here that touches the apple. So it's only going to go so deep as it peels. You can't really see it, but the peeler is going back and forth like a cam on this apple, back and forth, touching it. You know, if it's out around a little bit. I love this little apple peeler core. Out. Bring it. Take the core out, and it just takes out a nice plug. The core is gone. Seeds gone. Alright, on this one, I'm going to try some circles and just see. We'll cut off the part right at the end. Sometimes it doesn't get all the peelings. It'll leave a little bit of the peelings there. So I'll take that off. And right there, I have got just basically some circles. So let me try some of those. Be easier probably. Dunk those in the lemon water. Gotta go in the lemon water or they're gonna turn brown. You know, you could probably wouldn't hurt the taste or anything like that, but they're just gonna be ugly and nobody's gonna be ugly and nobody's gonna want to eat them. But that you know, that makes a nice little circle, and looks kind of pretty, like a Cheerio, big Cheerio on the dehydrating tray. I'm shaking off the lemon juice simply because I want to try to get these to dehydrate as quickly as possible. And that is tray number 1. And you can situate them again, spoon them together, get them as close as you can, and throw away your leavings there. But that's the assembly line. Let me just run out and show you the dehydrator. Now I like cinnamon, so I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon over these little dudes on some of the trays, not every one of them. And you could even come back and maybe put some brown sugar on them, something like that, and then those will dehydrate, and those will be a marvelous thing. I like me some cinnamon. In fact, that right there, Oh my goodness. That's good. Apple's a little tart again. Golden delicious. Boy, that cinnamon tears it up. Maybe a tad of sugar. I don't know if you're supposed to put sugar on dehydrated stuff or not, so I may be out of my league on that, but that's good stuff. Cinnamon. So, will the apple peeler do something big? That is a big pear. So let's just see. I don't know whether to put it on there cone shape first, or I think I will. Try to center it. Man, that's tough to go in there. And again, this has a cam action. Let me back that off so you can see it. A cam action, that cutting blade that follows the contour of your fruit. The skin's a little tougher, a little harder to turn. Counter is getting wet. It's kind of hard to stay stuck. It's kind of slipping around a little bit. But cored it, peeled it. That was a big old pear. So I'm going to dehydrate a pear too, and what you left when you get through is just a fruit accordion, okay? Until you cut it loose, till you cut it either in halves or in spirals, till you cut it in complete circles, or whether you do half moons. But when you first pull it out of there, obviously you got that. It slices it, it peels it, it cores it. Can't get no better than that. Go buy you some apples, get you one of these things. This is a beautiful thing. And it slices them the right thickness for a dehydrator, which is about 1/4 inch thick. And again, you want to go with the pears. Also want to go in the lemon juice so they don't turn brown on you. I should probably slice those in half. Those are so dang big, they're not going to go in any kind of jar or anything, so I think I'll go ahead and slice that. Or break them. Break them in two. These are Orient pears. And man, it's a good pear. You know, I'm not a pear freak by any means, but it is a very sweet, good pear. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put some more apples over here, and hopefully I can tell the difference in an apple and a pear when they get dehydrated. Maybe not. I may bite into it and get surprised. So, whoops, that's a pear. I went ahead and turned it off so you can hear me a little better. It's not that noisy, but some of these are those that I did with the cinnamon. Some are not. But that is the 9-tray dehydrator. And it's the Excalibur. You set it on about 125 for fruits and vegetables as a general rule. Fruit roll-ups, whatever, 135. If I had my glasses on, it'd be a whole lot better. So fruits and fruit roll-ups 135. So let's do that on 135. Which is right there. And it's really not noisy at all. We usually keep it in the house, but I discovered last year when I did some things that if we put it outside in the summer, we get the Texas summer heat, as well as you know, if you're doing onions or something like that. In fact, I think that's why I did the first time was outside, because I was doing onions. Didn't want it stinking up the bedroom. Usually we do it in an empty bedroom, but it's about 90 out here right now. It's lower humidity today and tomorrow, so I think it'd be perfect for this. So I put them in there, and we'll show them to you when they're ready. Should take 12 hours to 16 hours, something like that. And if you don't have one, you gotta get you one. So here we are about 24 hours later. I went ahead and let it stay longer than I told you I was going to do. They're the ones with cinnamon. These are the regular ones, and you can see how small they got. That was a pretty good sized circle at one time, and it's not now. So they shrank up at least by a third, possibly even half, and they're nicely done. A little crisp. Pretty darn good. So I put them in jars. I will vacuum them down with my food saver, and I'll show you them in the jars anyway. And here they are in the jars. I separated the cinnamon from the regular apples, and I didn't cull the pears, so they're in there somewhere. We'll find out when we bite into them. And I don't know, they come out pretty cool. Dehydrated apples. Some with cinnamon, some not. Gotta try it. Vacuum sealed with the food saver. If you haven't seen the food saver in action, I've got a couple of videos on that. I'll link to them below. But dehydrate some. Check it out.